Captivating historical tales await. There exist intriguing historical stories just waiting to be discovered by the curious reader. This wonderful collection of remarkable historical accounts will take you on a journey through the ages, from the grandeur of ancient Egyptian civilization to humanity's early achievements in space, and from the fascinating grooming habits of the Vikings to the surprising reasons behind the famous Leaning Tower of Pisa. 1. The New Year celebration of ancient Egypt. In ancient Egypt, the New Year celebration was called Wepet Renpet, which directly translates to the opener of the year. Unlike the New Year's holiday we know, which happens on January 1st every year, Wepet Renpet was different from year to year. It took place during the annual flooding of the Nile River, which usually happened in July. The ancient Egyptians tracked Sirius, the brightest star in the sky, to determine when Wepet Renpet would happen. After they couldn't see Sirius for 70 days, they knew that the flood and the holiday would arrive soon. 2. The grooming habits of the Vikings. When you think about the Vikings, you might imagine big, strong men with horned helmets. Funny enough, Viking men actually cared a lot about how they looked. Many of them would dye their hair blonde, as it was viewed as the best color. They would even dye their beards. Not only that, but Vikings had combs, tweezers, and ear spoons to clean out their ears. They even bathed 4 times as much as most other people from their time. 3. The first living creature in space. In 1957, the Soviet Union sent out the world's first satellite, Sputnik, into orbit around the Earth. A month later, they sent out a second satellite, the creatively named Sputnik 2. On board was a dog named Laika. These events are what inspired the United States to found NASA and launch their own first satellite, the Explorer 1, in 1958. 4. The Leaning Tower of Pisa. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is a landmark and favored tourist spot for one main reason. It leans over 4 degrees to the side. You might think that it moved over time, but it's actually been tilted from the beginning when the 3rd floor was originally added. No one could figure out why it was doing that, so they just let it be. Scientists did eventually determine that the reason that the tower leans is because it is built on soft clay. 5. The Queen who never expected to rule. When Queen Elizabeth II, the current reigning Queen of England, was born in London in 1926, she was a princess who was never expected to become a queen. Her father was not heir to the throne because he was not the eldest son in his family. However, Elizabeth's uncle, King Edward, stepped down from the throne, making his brother, Elizabeth's dad, the new king. Since Elizabeth was King Albert's oldest daughter and he had no sons, she eventually became queen in 1952. She's been queen for 66 years, making her the longest ruling British monarch. 6. The rats and the plague rats were the cause of the Black Death, or the bubonic plague, which wiped out over 1/3 of Europe's population in the Middle Ages. What happened was that the disease spread from fleas to rats, back to fleas, and then to humans. The bubonic plague actually still exists today, but thankfully, now doctors know how to stop it from spreading.